Am I good again? That's the question we all want to know. Am I good? It's working? Sweet. I see your screen. Okay. As soon as I open Minecraft, I lag again. Great. Fun. Oh. Am I good? Okay. That's better. But now it's night again. And I'm sitting here. Why do I have hunger? What did I do? Cause there's mobs everywhere. You may not rest now. There are monsters nearby. Can I... Oh no, I'm lagging. Oh, fuck! No, I feel like this worked out better for me. Oh! Okay. How do I get myself out of this situation again? Oh wait, I have armor. I have armor. It's fine. Right? And a lever? What did I just do? What did I just do? I heard pistons. What did I just... What did I just... What did I... What did I... Yeah, I heard pistons. Okay. I don't think I'm that quick enough. I don't think I'm quick enough for that. I cannot punch them to death. Actually, maybe if I... Okay. Fuck. I'm about to just get spawn killed a bunch. Okay. Oh no. Where is it? It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. This is perfectly okay. I'm punching it with an armor stand. This is fine. This is fine. Oh my dead bodies everywhere. How do I... Is it just forever there now? Is it just... Okay. I had a totem of undying. Why did it not... Okay. Now try to sleep with your dead body. Okay. Are you fucking kidding? What the shit is that? Oh, it's daytime anyway. Oh my god. Sleeping on the roof it is. Nope. Oh my god. Harley's calling me. Say it again?
What have you been streaming?
A mod pack called Stay Alive? Oh no, Stay True. Minecraft. No clue, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Are you having fun chewing your plastic top?
What? Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Sound I think you like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did those pistons open? Oh, forgot about that. What are you doing? Stop that. What are you doing? Stop that.
They're falling asleep.
What?
Yeah.
What?
They were.
Why specifically your toes?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh wait, I found what it did.
I just tagged you in it. Go listen to it, please.
Okay. Alright then. Good conversation. Wait, is that- wait. That was literally nothing. That's all it did? Wait, was that it, or did I just not notice that before? No, that was it. Huh. Okay. And what song are they trying to get me to listen to? I'm turning the volume all the way down because I don't trust them. It's Nightcore. Okay. Yeah, I was right not to trust them. Anyway, I need food. I also need a proper chest system. What's going on here? I don't know. I just have a bunch of shit, like, thrown into barrels that are a part of the house. This? Just, there we go. Problem solved. That's how I solve my issues. Throw it into a barrel. Throw it into a barrel. Let's go on an adventure for food. Alright, that's gonna be real fun. Okay. And steal the bed from the hobbit hole outside. You little shit! Go away. Where is this spawner? You're right, there has to be a spawner. Oh my god! Holy shit! Oh. This is my bed now. Jesus. Where is it? The trap. What trap? Under the bed. Oh no, it's like an igloo. This is an igloo. But in dirt. And then there's like the little... See? This guy. I thought I cured him. Oh no, this is another one. Well, we're gonna cure you so that you can become alive again and then continue to stay in here and live the rest of your life in misery. You're welcome. Because I completely said that sentence properly. Anyway. Back to finding food. Sakura Forest. Sakura? I don't know. There has to be a spawner here. There's no way all of these acolytes or whatever are just spawning on their own. And it's probably over here somewhere, because this is where they all start out. Hey, bud. Okay. Oh! What is this? Advancement made. This is the way. Okay. 400 blocks this way. We're gonna do this. Wait. Okay, now we're gonna do it. There's also creepy fog everywhere. That probably has to do with the acolyte thingies. Ah! Oh. Do you know the way? It was this direction, right? What the fuck is that? What the f- What was that? Holy shit. Okay. That was... Gotta do things. Okay. I have captions that you can turn on. It's just... Oh, I set that up. BRB, gotta do things. Okay. Bye-bye. You need to calm down. How do I get up? Did I not bring blocks? Oh no, I did. Oh my god, wait, am I breathing cold air? Is that a goat? Kill it. Why did it scream like that? Oh, there's a forest fire. Fun. Oh, wait. Thank you. Pride Viper. That's a Pride Viper. I like that name. Pride. That's just fun to say. Pride Viper. What is that? And why is it in the middle of the lava pool and it looks like a mushroom? Oh my god, are you like a little gremlin dude? That's cute. Hi! Sporling! Oh my god, you have like a little butt. Oh my god, you're adorable. Holy sh- What can I do with you? Friendly Sporling. You're so cute. Can I pick you up? Hello? Hi. Oh my god. You're so cute. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the- Why can't I hit it? Why can't I hit it? What is this shit? Die, you fucking... Why is there a present? It's what? What the fuck is that? What is that? Okay, no, 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 no. I'm leaving. Oh wait, was that a torch? It was not. It was a dandelion. I'm leaving. So much just happened in a matter of 2 seconds, and I didn't like it. Oh my god. Oh. Carly just started spamming the fuck out of my Discord and scared me. Oh wait, it's not Carly. It's Honey. Where is this structure that it said 400 blocks away? I feel like I've been over 400 blocks. Whatever. It's fine. This is okay. Everything's fine. Everything's a-okay. Why wouldn't it be a-okay? This is... What the shit? Is that a bird on fire? I don't... Why is there a bee in the mountains? It's fine. Do I have my bed? I do. Okay. Oh! I found the structure! I think. Right? Oh my god, it's another house. Oh, well this one's like... less creepy. Oh, there's like a little pig! Oh, this one's a lot less creepy. This one doesn't have a creepy torture dungeon. I feel like I'm interrupting something. I'm gonna walk away now. Actually, wait, I'm too curious. I need to go up this ladder. What the? Just like a portal? I'm just gonna sleep up here. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Gatekeeper. You know, just like a little sleepover. That's what you can think of it. Please don't kill me. Okay, you're not hostile. That's always good to know. It's always nice to know. Can I talk to you? Where did you... Oh no. My stream's dying again. Or it's not? No, it is. It is. It's not. It is. I can't fucking tell. Sorry. Excuse me. I don't think it is. It's fine. Right. This is fine. Is that a bear? I don't know. Where did the gatekeeper dude go? He was just here. Oh my god, there's little footprints in the snow. That's so... Okay. Gatekeeper, Mr. Ma'am? I don't know. Person, gatekeep. Why are there bees here? Is this seriously what it pointed me to? I refuse to believe it. Oh, there you are. Hi, sir. Can I talk to you? Oh.
Huh?
A book for a blue journal. Oh, you have different colored eyes? I think? Yellow and green eyes? I don't know. Is there like temperature stuff here? Like, can I freeze to death? I hope not. Or else I'm screwed. Is this really what it pointed me to? The gatekeeper? Is this redwood? Why is my music gone? Let's play my favorites playlist. Or, well, not favorites, but more like likes, right? Is it the likes playlist? Yeah, it is. Ah. Oh my god. Ooh, those are some tall trees. That's for sure. It's definitely a tall tree. I'll play good, I'll play good, I'll play good today. Yeah, save me, yeah, hear me, yeah, I'll be with you. Sorry, I was looking at my phone. I've lost what direction was home. Hello, sir. Are you gonna kill me? You're not. Sweet. Ooh! What is that? Is that an underwater structure or just... That looks like some shit. I'm gonna die from falling. I'm not, because I'm great. Y'all saw that too, right? Ooh, creepy. Love. I like how it turns from snow to sand. Can I? There's chains. Oh, they can swim. Oh, they can swim. I don't like that. I'm leaving. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not that interested. I'm not that interested. You can keep it. It's your house. I'm sorry for intruding. Goodbye. Oh, oh my god. Oh my god. Do you... Where... I think... Wait, which one was home? Oh my god. Should I continue and just keep running around until I find something better than whatever the hell I found before? Because I kind of left everything important there. Nah, I won't. Violet. Pretty. Pretty flower. Ah! What the hell was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? It's a fox! Right? Oh my god! It's a family! Oh, that's cute. Part of me wanted to kill them. But I didn't. That's improvement. I think. Raccoons! Oh my god, I love raccoons! Here. Can you eat, you can eat this! Yes! Eat it. They're so cute. Oh my god, I love raccoons. I heard you can tame them, but I don't. Is it a dog? Is that a dog? It is a dog! Do I have my bones on me? I don't have any of the bones I have. I have like a stack in 27,000. Whatever. Okay, I almost jumped off a cliff. It's fine, I didn't though. That's improvement. I usually just jump off cliffs. Oh, random gravestone. Time to rob it. Bones! Yes, I can tame all the dogs. Dogs! Dogs. I have present for you. It is lovely. You will like it. Therefore, you will like me. Hello! Oh my god, they're so cute! Oh my... What the? Okay, honey, I'm gonna need you to move out of that grass. Thank you. Ooh! Oh my god. That took like 4 bones. I didn't have to use the entire skeleton. Oh my god, you guys are so cute. Come, little dogs. So seriously, like, seriously, dude? What do you think you're doing? Just kidding. We still really wanna hang out with you. Goat! Kill it! I don't have any food. Yeah! Kill the goats! They sound like old men screaming and it freaks me out. You know what? These guys can live. Guys, we need some food. Not just for you, but for me. Oh? Oh, I found another weird igloo thing. What? Find all new igloos. Maybe they have food? Food, please? Food. Food! Let's go! Why are you all in there? Real forever again. Just kidding. A part of me was expecting to look down and just seeing the dogs climbing up the ladder on all 4s. I don't know why. Where's the black one? Or is it gray? I don't know, I'm colorblind. What should I name you guys? Okay, the other guy isn't teleporting. Where is he? Is he still in the cobweb? Did I sit him? Maybe I sat him. Hold on. I did. No. Let's go. Oh my god, their barks echo. That's a cool detail. What's gonna get us now? Okay, 1, 2, 3, let's go. I wish you could send dogs to like hunt for you. That'd be a nice feature to add. Like, I don't feel like killing these. Go find them and kill them by like giving them a raw beef or something. And then they come back and bring you raw beef. That'd be nice. What the shit? Ooh, another cool house. I feel like I should sleep first. Sleep first. Don't walk on my face. Maybe another night. Scared of something new. I'm safer when I'm with you. It's a little broken, but that's fine. Vindicator. Okay, it's another one of these guys. Maybe it's a Vindicator. Hunter Illager. Don't hurt my dog, you little bitch. Oh, they really are hunters. They got like a whole thing going on in here. Oh, I'm stealing from you. Boomerang. Cool. I'm just scared. I'm scared of something new. My nose hurts. Oh my god, look, we're finding all the food I just talked about. I mean, I guess I could use wheat. Alright. That's all I need, guys. You can leave now. Ugh. Let there's stuff under the car. No, there's no stuff under the car. Where did my dogs go? Why are you guys barking so much? Oh! I just stripped. Guys, careful. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay. I do not know the way back home, and I don't feel like pulling up a screenshot. So, we're gonna wing it. Because that's how I do most things. I just brute force it. Monster energy gun. Oh, fuck. I mean, what? I don't care. Oh no, why did I... Oh my god, okay. Ignore the last 2 minutes. Just cut that from your brain for a bit. Lemon crop. Is it even worth going back? Like, I feel like I should get like a backpack or something first. And then we can go back and get the other shit. And it would be nice to want to know what the... Oh! Oh, I know where I am! I was going the right way. It's this way. I know because I raided that exact chest earlier. And then over here, I think, is... spawn? No? Yeah? I'm in the right biome that spawns in. It's just dependent on where in this biome is spawned. Because that's where the house is, at spawn. Like, not just my spawn, but spawn, you know? I don't feel like it's worth going back until... Are you a creeper? What the hell? Excuse me, pup. Freaked me out. What was that? Hi, sweetheart. Ow. Sheesh. Oh, I found it. Right? Should be that way. Thank you. There has to be a spawner. If we can find that, I feel like we can make this house livable. Wait, how did I come back from this way if I went that way? I don't know. I'm not gonna question it. I'm just gonna mind my business. Mind my motherfucking business. Ooh! More jizz. Fertile seasons year round. Okay, so there's a fucking crop system. That's fun. Yay. What is with the fog? You're freaking me out. Oh, wait. Oh my god. There are backpacks! Okay, wait. How do you make them? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what is all this shit? Install core oddities to enable. Back? Hello. Welcome. Sewing table to make a backpack? Alright, we're gonna... You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna look in that bestiary. And we're gonna see what animals are in this game. There. Mod selection. Alright. Ice genus list. Okay. Sand genius. Decaying genius. Mushroom genius. There's a mushroom. Okay, that was a mushroom creeper I saw before. Mods are really hard to understand sometimes. Yeah. Superior. Great hunger. Fun. Skeleton sectarian. Baby blaze. Fun. Fun. Oh, Jesus Christ. It doesn't tell you anything about the actual mobs, it just tells you the mobs that it adds. Stupid. Mob enchant book. Excuse me? That's a vein mining? I guess if you like break one block, the entire vein pops out for you. Stay away from her. Well, you know what we should do? We should go to the other graveyard so we can steal from that one too. Wait. It's fine. It's enough time. Yeah, it's fine. Saw another graveyard, like, over this way. And it had, like, a book, and it had, like, a whole fucking backstory and everything. Okay. I'm gonna ignore that. Nope. Not fixing it. I don't care enough. Where was the graveyard? I have a shit sense of direction. Why did I let myself do this? I don't know what that was. And I don't want to find out, quite frankly. These are pretty trees, though. Do you think you can mine the whole thing? Terrestria Reforge. Oh, you got— well, I did! I did! Look! They're all different, coats. Oh, I just fed it. Don't breed, please. I'd rather you not. You know what? I'm just gonna sleep out in the middle of the woods. Who's gonna stop me? Definitely not the fucking acolytes, that's for that's for sure. Oh, I see something. It's a bear. Alright, turn the other way. Grave! Now that I know I can grave rob, I'm gonna be doing it to everything. We go check that nobody else. End rods. Don't mind if I do. Oh! I got scared by falling into a hole. I want to know what this leads to. What does it do? What do you do? 400 blocks this way. I tried. There was nothing that way. What? I don't know. Whatever. I want to find the other graveyard. It was somewhere around here. There it is. It's literally directly behind the house. Okay, you know what? I don't care. If it does, no more stream because I don't have enough patience to wait for it to boot up again. Undertaker. Pyromancy. No thank you. All of these graves are shit. Why are the other ones good, but then this one sucks? Oh, there's another tier. Okay. Oh. Well, I know it now. I forgot you could open chests through slabs. Zombie head. I have enough of those. What's the difference between graveyard moss and regular moss? Why are there so many end rods? Ooh! Just a casual block of gold. Don't mind if I do. Ooh! Oh, this one has flowers. I kind of feel bad, actually. Actually, not really. I thought it was Curse of Binding. I was gonna cry. Channeler. Ooh, spectral arrows. Not helpful at all, but cool. Oh, some really rich people, I guess. Are you serious? Bro. They're just flaunting on us poor people. Why do you think I'm grave robbing? Because I'm fucking poor. Why are there just bones? I don't know, maybe because it's a fucking grave? Did I just answer my own question? Yes, we're gonna ignore that. I'm gonna have so many slabs after this. How'd you get so many slabs? Oh, just robbed a few graves. Don't worry about it. Oh wait, what was the book? Huh? Pyroman? I'm good. Why are the bones? I have plenty of bones. I think. Ooh, big boy. Never mind. Not that big. Invisibility. I'll take that. Why is there just a skeleton under the bush? It's creepy. I think I stole everything from here. That's fine. TNT and the Great. It's. Is this the same book as the other one? It is. I actually. This guy. I kind of want to just. I'm gonna take all of the ores and shit. Give me love, give me love, give me love, give me love when I'm gone. That seems like another language. Wait. Oh my god. There was a name tag for patient 3 to match the patient's. Oh, okay, whatever. It's fine. I need a. Okay, my Minecraft's not responding. Fun. Fun. It's. Ow. Did you just hear my knuckle crack? That hurt. Whatever, just gotta wait for my Minecraft to start responding again. It's fine. I like how I can see in the bottom right-hand corner. Fuck. Fuck. It's the fucking graves. No! I was just gonna say I can see in my bottom right-hand corner, warning, thunderstorm. And then oh, it's fine. It's fine. Why wouldn't it be fine? Oh no, I'm so laggy. Fuck. I'm just gonna let it sit for a second. Oh my god. I can't even move my mouse without it glitching. Oh no, I robbed too many graves. Shit. Who needs render distance? I don't. Okay, that helped a bit. You dogs are lucky you're cute as shit. What the fuck? I don't like how they immediately ran to that. Oh my god. This is so fucked. Oh my, I can't do shit. Oh wait. Oh wait. Oh. Can I? Oh. There we go. Actually, I don't care enough. Oh well. I'll take the beef. Yeah, it's fine. That's good. We're leaving. Come. Should I sleep first? No. Let me go to the gonna go to these things. 400 blocks. Okay, we're at 1952. We need to go 419, 452. In this can I, thank you. Oh my god. We're going this way. Hedgehog. Hedgehog. So cute. Oh my god, look it! Oh, I love raccoons so much. No, it's fine. No, why would you think that? No, it's fine. I know, right? Can you guys not be pushing me? Okay, I did go this way before. There's my tower of logs. I started playing my liked songs playlist instead of like a whatchamacallit, properly put out playlist, so it's just gonna be a bunch of well, you see, when I passed by this the first time, it was just starting a fire, so I feel like I may have caused this by loading the chunks. I'm just gonna sleep. I want to learn the rap to this, it's so good. I can't process any of the words though. Shit. This poor mountain. Yeah, because it was, lagging me. This isn't 400 blocks, is it? No, it's half the way. Okay, so this wasn't what it was talking- Oh, Jesus Christ, you're creepy. It wasn't what it was talking about. Oh wait, can I light up the portal up here now? Oh my god. Wait. Oh, it was the other room. Hold on. Okay, that's not... This is definitely a portal though, right? Like, I'm not crazy. This definitely looks like a portal. Moonstone. This is like a aether portal type thing. Probably. Speaking of aether, I like the aether SMP. It's fun. That's a pig. Okay. Oh! Okay. Think you need a wand? Okay. Maybe it's a magic thing? Probably. Like a wand, yeah. Ooh! Almost jumped off a cliff right there. Would've been... Ouchie. Never let me say ouchie again. Okay, we're getting closer. What is that? Oh, it's the grave I robbed. So I was close. I just had to keep going further. More puppies! Oh my god, wait. Hello! Wanna be honest, wanna be puppy honest. Come here, be my friend. Yes. I'm gonna get every wolf. I see. Oh my gosh. There's a little oasis here. There's so many raccoons. Ooh! I'm definitely 400 blocks now. Yeah. Oh my god! No! Why am I hitting it with a pickaxe? Oh. It should force. Oh my god! What the fuck? Kill the little shit. Kill it. Okay, avoid bears in the future. Wait, come here. I have food. His tail is down. Come here. Okay, you're all good. Ooh, Sakura! I need a backpack. Or like a pouch for extra inventory space. There's no way that that sign just pointed to a Sakura biome. Sakura? I don't know how to pronounce it. Every time I try and repronounce it, I feel like I'm just butchering it even more and more. I mean, we could go for the 700 block one. See if it's just another Sakura forest. It's lagging. Ooh. Okay, okay. It was, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't straight. It was like a zigzag kind of thing, you know, but in the same direction, I think. What were the original chords? Like 2050? So I need to be 420, 450. Oh god, I'm not even close. Jesus Christ. Ooh, I see a path. Oh! Does it lead to a village? Well, I did rob a grave. I just haven't done it in a while. I think it leads to a village, maybe. This is cute. Okay, maybe not as cute with the giant cracks in the floor. Are those crows? Time to steal from the village. Oh, I thought that was a backpack. I was gonna be so excited. This is a cute little tiny village. Gardening table. That sounds cute. There's sometimes a chest in it, but what are you? Wanda. Hi, Wanda. Carly. Evelyn. Rob. They have names. That's nice. I think. I don't know. Ooh, there's a well. Okay. Listen, you make it sound like I'm torturing them. They're fine. In Minecraft, dogs don't have the choice to be your friend. You make it sound like I'm killing them. Okay. To be frank, one of them did die, but it was the bear that killed them, not me. I mean, I did lead them towards the bear, but like the bear didn't, like the final, you know? Never mind. I'm gonna shut up now. New topic. Dogs are friends. Okay, so it leads to a village. Fun. It doesn't give me much. Oh, there I go again. Fun. Oh my god. Are you talking? Because I can't hear. I can literally see the mic registering on my OBS. That's your fault, not mine. Oh my god, that scared me. Oh no. I can hear the thunder. I can hear the stream starting to crash because of the storm going on. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we're good. What are you? You're adorable. Never mind. I hated that sound and it made me want to puke. Tall trees. You can do emote? Yes. What is that? Burn. Oh my god, I literally can't see anything. Oh! Oh my god, that looks so cool. I would. Oh no no no. No no no. No 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 no. I can't hit this. Maybe I can. Ah! Don't catch me on fire, you little shit. Look at it! Are you like a giant turtle? Can I- I can tame it! Oh. I can sit on it! Oh my god! Oh my god! That looks so cool! Screenshot. What the fuck is this zombie? It carries its head and it's like creepily fast. I don't know. Wait. I'm trying to flex. Flex. I'm trying to flex. Okay, I'm bored. Do you have like all the biomes on top of you? You're so cool, dude. I know! You have- wait. You even have the extra biomes. He has the, maple tree. Oh, you're so cool, dude. Oh, there goes Minecraft again. Oh, there I am. Okay. Well, the Terrapegus is cool. Time to go into the creepy tall forest. Hemlock. Hemlock log. That's what we got. Ooh! Ooh! Thingy! What are you? Oh! Don't mind if I fucking do, bro. Holy shit. The souls are still haunting you. No. Maybe that's what that- maybe that's what all the fog is. It's not actually my render distance, it's just all of the souls I've grabbed from surrounding me. Ooh! Hello. Oh, are you another gatekeeper? You are! Blue skies. Maybe you have a working portal. Ooh, you have a little shed. Cute. Oh, this guy doesn't have a portal at all. Or he does, and he's just good at hiding it. I mean, he is a gatekeeper. Like a gateway keeper, maybe? Like a gateway to another dimension? Uh-huh. Uh-ha-ha-ha. Can I talk to you? Ooh! Can I sell you the bestiary? Oh, it's a lighter! Oh. It took me way too long to realize. Okay, wait. Maybe- oh, I was gonna say maybe at the basement. Well, I know that that other place has it. So oh, this! Wait! Oh! Oh, I'm fucking going in. Let's go. I don't care. Oh, you're right, it is bright. Holy shit. My eyes. Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ. This is really pretty. So I'm gonna screenshot the chords so I don't get lost. Because I'm definitely gonna get lost. Blue bright leaves. Give me your sapling. Give me it. You don't have a choice. Give it to me. Give it! I won't give it. Punch an Everbright log. There's polar bears! Oh, there we go! I got a sapling. Blue bright sapling. Oh my god, what is that? Oh, you death! You're death! You're death! You're death! You're death! Okay. I feel like I should have my dogs with me, maybe. Are you? You're death too. You're death too. You're death too. Please. Please, 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 please. No, 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 please. You're very cute. I won't. Oh, wait. Do you not hurt me? Oh, no, you do. You hurt. You hurt. You hurt. You hurt a lot. Okay. Oh my god, you're still why are you chasing me? What did I do to you? Oh my god, there's mushrooms. It's chasing. I can't wait for you to shut me up and make me. Ooh, cute mushrooms. Everything tries to kill you. Everything tries to kill you. Even the mushrooms. The mushrooms are alive and they kill. Can the water kill me? Please tell me the water doesn't kill me. Okay, the water doesn't kill me. The water is safe. It's fine. Oh, I definitely lost that portal. There's no way. I'm guessing you can't get a pet from this dimension. Just a thought. This is dirt? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Kinda like punched your kneecap off. Are you guys harmful? You're what the fuck? What the fuck was that? What is that? What is that? Please, bear, please. Please, please, please. What is that? I want to explore it so badly. Ooh, pretty. I need to go in it. I need to. I need to. My curiosity is too much for me, man. I need to. Well, they're both from Blue Skies, so I feel like it's just gonna lead to the same place, just like a different location in the place. Ooh! You can't sleep. I was fully expecting to get blown up, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was fully expecting to get blown up like in the oh, maybe you can't. I'm just kind of staying in the bed. Okay. You can lay in the bed, but you can't sleep through the night, I guess. Oh, because it's day. Oh, I just got jump scared by water. Does everything try and kill you? Are you deadly? Okay, I know you're deadly. I don't care about you. I want to know about you. Are you deadly? You're not! Oh, you're adorable! That's what I say. Because it always ends up well. Oh. Okay, so I guess you have to have like a specific stuff to be able to go around in this world and not die? Because like it said I needed more progress to enter there. I wanted to see you blow up. Screw you. Bow bow things. Okay. I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna pull up the chords that I so graciously took a screenshot of. Negative 530, 890. Negative 530, 890. Okay. So I passed it. Right? Yeah, it's this way. Excuse me. I don't feel like killing anything right now, and I don't feel like dying. Oh boy. If I die in this dimension, I'm not getting anything. Oh wait, I found the portal, I think. What was that? Why is this playing? No. 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 Thank you. Oh, you have a oh, you're looking at my... Yes. Wow. Oh my god. Ah, what's killing me? Please, please, please. I just want to go back. It just went through the portal, didn't it? It went through the- It's suffocating. It's not- No, it's not suffocating. It's not suffocating. Don't you kill my dog, or sort of fucking god if you kill my dog. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't have anything to ki- Yes, I do. Here, 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 here. Here, 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 here. Oh my god. Break this. Nothing. No. Are you breeding? Don't breed, please. I don't need any more dogs. I'm emoting in my sleep. Oh my god, okay. Soul fragment? Okay. Guide me. Off to continue running away, guys. Let's go. Like I always say, run away from your problems. Things are promised to get better. That's how life works. Yep. Graveyard! Yay! Oh my god, it's like I get a birthday present every time I find one of these. Oh, there's a spawner. Not anymore, there's not. Stop sitting on people's graves, that's so rude. I did. It doesn't work. Ah! Stop pushing me into the cobweb, you little fucks. Hello? Oh my god. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh. Cherryite? Cherryite? Spear. Okay, there's two different ones. There's an Ever Bright, which I went to, and then an Ever Dawn. Maybe the other one was Ever Dawn? I don't remember. Why are you dying? Why are you dying? Why are you dying? Oh my god, get out of the fucking lava, you idiots. You idiot. Oh my god, you're gonna die because you're stupid and I don't have any water for you. Oh, you are one lucky bitch, you know that? Holy shit, dude. Bro, someone's gonna breathe on you and you will die. Can I give you anything? Please. Oh my god. I don't know where the mountain guy is. It's the same lighter, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, this thingy again. Ooh! Alright, let's see if it actually is a village, or if I just happened to stumble upon a village. This is cool generation. It's another one of these thingies. Oh, it's a grave. Never mind. I thought it was the thing where we found the diamond block in. Okay. The arrow's pointing to a mountain. I don't... Maybe? I don't think so. Because we're well over 100 blocks now and I still haven't found anything. What is it pointing? What does it point to? I'm so confused. Alright. Swear to God, dog, if you kill yourself. There's a mine shaft. Oh, fuck no. I ain't doing that. Oh my god, what are you? Woolly cow. Can I shear you? I don't have any shears. Oh, maybe it does point to these guys. Bitches. Oop. That was some really delayed damage there. Hey man. Just gonna check out your portal, don't mind me. Oh. Okay. I just... Oh! Bitch. Oh wait, I have a sword. Yeah! Let's go! Okay, we have 860, 960. Oh wait, it's negative 860. See if everything wants to kill us in here too. Crystal flower, cute. That's cool. Why do I have string? I don't know. Ooh. Give me your sapling. Please? Please, 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 please. Lunar stick. Okay. Taylor Shorty, come here. Oh wait, crystallized leaves? It seems this tool doesn't work as well here. Okay. Please, I just want a freaking sapling. Ugh. Make 2 tools with the wood. It's gonna work nether, I think. Okay. Oh wait. Oh. I don't think so. Oh. Huh. Cool. Do you just know stuff about this mod pack? Are you deadly? Please? Please no. Please. Please, please. You're fire! Why are you fire? No. It seems this weapon doesn't work as well here. I'm sorry. I'm dead. I'm so incredibly dead. Oh wait, I have a shield. Where was the portal? It was like right over here, right? Yeah, I'm leaving. Goodbye. Wow, this place is so great. Oh my god. Where's my bed? Did I leave it in that other one dimension? Oh my god. I don't have a fletching table. And a single coal. Oh, I never got a sapling of that place. Whatever. Excuse me, sir. I'm stealing your bed. Okay, hold on. Up and shut down, beat down twice. Stop that beat tonight. What is that? Oh, it's fucking Oscar the Grouch again. Come here, you little shit. Why are you so fat? Holy shit! Holy shit! Goodbye. I think I'm done. think I'm done. I can't. I can't. I just got jump scared by fucking Oscar the Grouch. Is that in LA? Anyway, here's the thing. Yeah, I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I'm done for the night. Oh, you want to see my BRB screen? At least the chat looks cool. I know, right? Okay, good night. I'm done. I'm leaving before I start crying over Minecraft.